Slakia. I was at the plantation, one of my coworkers was walking in, but I'm just gonna end it on this, we'll go through the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17, pretty much how, the Lord is gonna plague, this place America with that darkness, because there are gonna be power outages, man. So I'm just gonna go through this. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17, verse 1. It says, "For great are thy judgments, and cannot be expressed. Therefore unnurtured souls have erred. For when unrighteous men thought to oppress the holy nation, they being shut up in their houses, the prisoners of darkness and fettered with the bonds of a long night, lay there in exile from the eternal providence." Yeah, man. The Lord was, messing them Egyptians up. So, as we know, the nation of Israel is being oppressed by the Egyptians, man. Matazarium, and that was one of the plagues that the Lord sent upon the land of Egypt, the plague of darkness, where the Israelites were, they had light, they could see, but the Egyptians couldn't, So this is the reason why the Lord is called the King of Terrors, man. Just going to go through this. This is verse 3. It says, "For while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions." So yeah, man, people going to be seeing demons, in this time too, because again, along with, the wild animals, changing their places, and newly created creatures, you're also going to have apparitions. These spirits are going to manifest themselves, and they're going to bug people out. The same thing the Egyptians saw is the same thing these people are going to see, but again, it's going to be way worse. Verse 4 says, "For neither might the corner that held them keep them from fear, but noises as of waters falling down sounded about them, and sad visions appeared unto them with heavy countenances." Yeah, man, they were hearing things while they were in this darkness. This darkness was so thick that even, they light a fire, and still wouldn't be able to see it. And that's in the next verse, man. But again, they were hearing things. They were hearing water running, but they couldn't see whether it was actual water running or not. But, the Lord was plaguing them. They were so scared, that they didn't know exactly what was happening, if anything was actually there or not, So verse 5 says, "No power of the fire might give them light, neither could the bright flames of the stars endure to lighten that horrible night." Yeah, man. Not fire, not even the stars could give, the Egyptians light, man. And that's the exact same thing the Lord is going to do in this time now. However the Lord does it is how he does it, but we do know that this grid here in America is going to go down, and it's going to cause the people to pretty much lose their minds. Verse 6, and it says, "Only there appeared unto them a fire kindled of itself, very dreadful, for being much terrified, they thought the things which they saw to be worse than the sight they saw not." See, yeah, man, the people were more afraid of the things that they couldn't see than the things that they could. Because again, if you're in the dark, and you're hearing things, you don't know where it's coming from or which direction it's in, man. Like, it's bad. And then if you don't have light to see, man, you're pretty much, in fear, because you don't know what's watching you, And again, as to the state that these Egyptians were in is the exact same position these Americans are going to be in, man. They're going to be in fear. Verse 7, "As for the illusions of art magic, they were put down and they reproved. It's like it, and their vaunting and wisdom was reproved with disgrace. Yeah, man, not even, Pharaoh's, you know, witches and, warlocks, his magicians, couldn't even help. This was one plague that they couldn't imitate, because again, the Lord controls the left hand and the right hand side, but as we know, the right hand is more stronger than the left. Righteousness is always going to overcome wickedness. Verse 8, for they that promised to drive away terrors and troubles from a sick soul were sick themselves for a fear, worthy to be laughed at. Yeah, man, that's going to be the case for a lot of these people, especially these tough guys, man, because, they're going to be in fear. They're going to be as women in that day, because they're not going to be able to see again. Those men that don't die, during World War III, in that war, they're either going to die by the famine, they're going to die by the sword, or, just give up the ghost because of the things that they're going to just hear alone. Because again, if it's dark and you're hearing different kind of things, you don't know where they are, the fear alone, could take you out. And that's going to be a lot of these people, man. They're going to be worthy to be laughed at. In verse 9, for though no terrible thing did fear them, yet being scared with beasts that pass by, and hissing of serpents, they died for fear, denying that they saw the air, which could of no side be avoided. See, yeah, man, they were even hearing animals, and who knows if there were actual animals there or not, but either way, the Lord was pretty much plaguing these Egyptians, man, because if you can see in the dark, then, just the thought, of anything that may be in the dark with you is going to trip you out, man. So a lot of these people, once this grid goes down, and depending on how dark it's going to be in this country, these are the things that people are going to experience. They're going to hear water running. They're going to hear, animals running by them. They're going to hear snakes hissing. But whether or not anything will actually be there, just their thought is going to have them give up the ghost. Verse 11, it says, for wickedness condemned by her own witness is very timorous, and being pressed with conscience always forecasteth grievous things. For fear is nothing else but a betraying of the succors which reason offereth, and that that expectation from within being less counteth the ignorance more than the cause which bringeth torment. But they sleeping the same sleep that night, which was indeed intolerable, and which came upon them out of the bottoms of inevitable hell, were partly vexed with monstrous apparitions, and partly fainted, their heart failing them for a sudden fear, and not looked for came upon them. See, yeah, man, demons are going to manifest themselves when this time comes, when all hell breaks loose. These people are going to see, these spirits, and they're going to give up the ghost, man, because it says even, certain newly created creatures, just the sight of them is going to have people give up the ghost because they're so terrible looking, and this is the condition that these people are going to be in, man. They're going to be in fear, man. If the Lord did this to the Egyptians, he's going to do this to these people in this time. 2/3 Esau, Edom, and whatever heathens are over here in America, man. In verse 16, so then whosoever there fell down was straightly kept, shut up in a prison without iron bars, for whether he were husbandman or shepherd or a laborer in the field, he was overtaken and endured that necessity which cannot be avoided, for they were all bound with one chain of darkness, man. So no one is going to be able to avoid this, man. If the Lord plagued ancient Egypt with darkness, he's going to plague this place of America. You know, he has a very, very cruel judgment, you know, for this place because of the things that is done to the nation of Israel, man. And I can't stop elaborating enough because, again, if he messed these Egyptians up like this, what makes you think he isn't going to mess up Esau, Edom, man, and the wicked of our people? You know, this is serious. And this is why only the elect are going to be able to endure, man, because just reading this, man, just shows you why this is just one of many reasons why the Lord is called the King of Terrors, man. Verse 18, whether it were a whistling wind or a melodious noise of birds among the spreading branches, or a pleasing fall of water running violently, or a terrible sound of stones cast down, or a running that could not be seen of skipping beasts, or a roaring voice of most savage wild beasts, or a rebounding echo from the hollow mountains. These things made them swoon for fear. And yeah, man, that's the exact same thing that is going to happen to these people. I'm just going to read these last two verses and this will be it. And it says, for the whole world shined with clear light, and none were hindered in their labor. Over them only was spread in heavy night an image of that darkness which should afterward receive them, but yet were they unto themselves more grievous than the darkness. Slagia. So yeah, man, just in closing, the time of Jacob's trouble is going to be a very serious time, man. And it's not going to be compared to any other time in history, man. It's going to be extremely terrible. And as is written, only the remnant of the nation of Israel is going to make it. They're going to be the only ones that are going to get through, you know, these terrible times, you know. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors unto the apostles and the artists of great millstone, who I learned this truth from. And I'd like to say peace and salutations unto the hopefully elect. Till next time, I say Shalom.